Hello, I'm Rexy Blue, and Hello, I'm Rexy Blue, and today I just want to make a video about my favorite things from each map and Ark Ascended and so far. So yeah, let's just start with the video. For first of all, we have the island. My favorite part of the island is the tech cave. For me personally, I just love the tech cave. It's always just a challenge. Like, one thing with Ark is that once you get later into the game kind of gets easy, like pretty easy. Well, one thing I love is that the tech cave is like always hard, no matter what stage you are in the game, and I think it's just really fun. It is really challenging. It is one of the most challenging things you can do in Ark, and it's just really cool, really fun, and I guess can sort of be frustrating, but like in a good way frustrating. It's like difficult, but a good level of difficulty. It's not extremely hard. It's not extremely easy. So yeah, I've done it countless times, so I'm kind of used to it. But I think it's very fun. I also think it's a very nice like quality of life that the tributes use to like fight the overseer and do the tech cave like stay. They don't like get consumed like for the other bosses. So I think that's a very nice thing. And I also do like the overseer fight. I like the it feels like probably the overseer fight feels like the most like fight where like you truly feel like you beat in the map because you have to do the tech cave. You have to like fight other bosses to fight the overseer, do the tech cave. So yeah, I love the tech cave. I love the overseer fights. So, yeah. What I don't like about the island, though, what I don't like about the island, though, is, ironically, the caves. The caves on the island, I think, are just boring, and there's just a lot of them. I think all of them are boring. I don't think there's a single one on the island that I think is, like, cool or, like, fun. I think, they all range from, like, easy to, like, difficult, but they get easy over time. They're just more like a nuance, I don't know how to say it. Nuance? That's definitely how I say it. They're just like, since they're not like difficult, they just like take time. So yeah, I don't like how many there are on the island, and I think each cave on the island is boring. If like, I really wish in single player at least, if I wish there was a setting where like the tributes for the bosses didn't get used up, so you wouldn't have to collect the artifacts again and again. I think that should definitely be a setting in single player. So yeah. Okay, on to Scorched Earth. What is my favorite thing about Scorched Earth? Well, actually, I really like how easy this map is. I think Scorched Earth is over... I think a lot of people don't like Scorched Earth, and for me, personally, I love Scorched Earth. It is one of my favorite maps in the game, and one of those reasons is, again, because it's really easy. I feel like a lot of arcs, where I have to, like, just restart every time, like, I'm starting a new character, it feels all the same, and it feels like it takes a while to start progress. One thing I like is, just that it just feels easy to get started in Scorched Earth. You spend an hour in Scorched Earth, and it's like you've already made progress. Maybe you've even stealing your first wyvern egg already. Like within an hour, you've taken an RG. And yeah, I love how easy Scorched Earth feels. I don't mind like harder maps, but Scorched Earth definitely feels ironically like a sandbox map. And it is, yeah. So yeah, no, I like Scorched Earth in that sense. So yeah. What I don't like about Scorched Earth, though, is that there's not really any good base locations, I think, where you can build, like, a big base for, like, single player that is, like, near resources and stuff, and also, like, in a cool location. I remember, like, every time I've built, previously on Scorched Earth, I've built near the green obelisk, which was cool. It was, like, there's, of course there's water and the green obelisk, so you don't have to, like, cryopod your army to fight the Manticore. And near the green obelisk is like a large patch of like sand, so that is cool. I didn't want to do that for ASA though, because I have literally done that every time I play in Scorched Earth. So I built my base spot in the Manticore like boss arena, or not boss arena, Manticore arena that's like near the Wyvern Trench out in the desert. And even though it's a cool location, there's like nothing around it. So yeah, that's my least favorite part about Ark Scorched Earth. So yeah, on Aberration, my least favorite thing about Aberration on ASA is the lighting. I think the lighting on Aberration is just so bad compared to the lighting on ASE. Like Aberration on ASE is a great map. I really like Aberration. I've had fun. I only played on it twice though, but like twice completing it from like level 0 to like beating Rockwell. Whoops. So yeah. But yeah, I love Aberration on ASE. But for ASA, like I just don't want to play it. Like I don't know, it just doesn't, it looks way too bright, and it almost like, it just looks weird. Like, I just don't like how it looks. Like, the mushroom forest looks way too orangey. The bioluminescent looks very blue. It looks too blue, actually, so yeah. That was definitely my least favorite part of Aberration. And I realized I didn't even say my favorite thing about Aberration. That's really hard. What is my favorite thing about Aberration? I guess I'll say this. I like how like there are no flyers. Like it really makes getting the rock drake feel like such an accomplishment, which I think is something you don't really feel with too many tames in Ark. Like after a while, so like when you're playing Aberration and you get your first rock drake, it's like damn, like I am really progressing, and I like that. I like how a tame creature like really feels like you're making progress in the game after you tame it. So yeah, that's my favorite thing about Aberration. For Extinction, my least favorite thing about Extinction is that to fight the Alpha King Titan, you gotta first beat the Beta and Gamma King Titan, which I think is like stupid. It's the only boss in the game where you have to beat its Beta and Gamma form, and the Gamma King Titan is like the grindiest boss in the game. Well, maybe not the grindiest, but it is still a very grindy boss in the game. You gotta beat the Gamma and then Beta version of it. Then you gotta beat what the others retried in 3 times. Collect like over 1,000 corrupted hearts just to do Alpha, Gamma, Beta. So yeah, it is definitely my least favorite part. I wish you could just go fight the Alpha like right away and not have to do the Gamma and Beta. So yeah, that's my least favorite part about Extinction. My favorite part about Extinction though is the orbital supply drops. One thing I like about Extinction, or the orbital supply drops on Extinction, is that like you can have an army of your creatures versus an army of other creatures. As usually in Ark, it's usually like your army of creatures versus like one big boss creature like a Giga, Titanosaur, or a boss. So I like how it feels like it almost feels like a battlefield when you're doing orbital supply drops with how many creatures you bring. I think I brought over 50. I think I brought over 70 creatures actually. So it's very cool to have them like all working together, all filling different niches, like Velociraptor shooting wyverns out of the sky, Dinosuchus, and like the Artinosaurs like killing the bigger creatures. It felt very cool, very fun, so that was definitely my favorite part about Extinction. For a center and final map on ASA so far, my favorite part about it is how it incorporates the ocean into the map. I feel like a lot of times the ocean or even water in Ark is like not even overlooked. It's not the funnest thing to do. It's not like you don't go in there too much. It's not really a big part of the game. So I like how Center at least tries to make it more of a big part, and I feel like it does succeed in making it a big part of the game. I know I know like tames that are underrated, like the Scorched get used a lot more on the Center because of its ability. Well, first of all, it's really easy to tame. Pretty early tame. I think level 35 is when you get the saddle, and it's a really good water mount, and it's pretty okay like surface mount. It's just a really good beginner water mount to Sarko, and I love Sarko, so yeah. That's what I like about the center. What I don't like about the center is the new revamp or whatever, like how they changed the lava island. Like the lava island in ASE looked really cool. It was like charcoal, it like had black sand and like charcoal trees and like lava going into the water. That looked really cool. It still looks awesome today, and it's probably still like one of people's favorite biomes or like landmarks in the entirety of Ark. And I just hate in ASA how they like completely got rid of it. It doesn't even look like Lava Island. I remember when I was like going to it, I'm like, I didn't know what this island was until like I saw Gigas on it, and then eventually I saw lava. I'm like, oh wait, this is Lava Island. So yeah, definitely my least favorite part about the center ASA is how they like messed up Lava Island. It just looks like random island. So yeah, that's what I don't like about all the maps in ASA so far. How would I say, do I like them in general? Honestly, sometimes they like hit or miss, I guess. I think the maps that have been like better than they were in ASE so far are Scorched Earth and Extinction. I think those maps have only increased, while maps like the Center and Aberration have decreased. And I think the island is better than what it was, or I don't know. The island is like a mixed bag. It has some stuff that is better than the island in ASE. For example, the ruins. I love that the ruins are like way more like bigger. Like there's just way more ruins, and they're way more like structured. They're not just like broken apart. I love that. So cool. It adds like lore kind of and variety to the maps. I love the like inclusion of like in the Arctic biome where it's like underneath the ice. That part looks awesome to me. And even actually, especially the Arctic biome. The Arctic biome looks way cooler than it does in ASA than it does in ASE. But there are some other stuff on the island I don't really like. I hate the overgrown grass. I think there's too much of it. And honestly, actually, that is kind of the only point I don't like. I guess some people complain there's too many theories. I will never complain there are too many theories. It took me hours to find good level theories in ASE. I'm glad it took me, like, not hours in ASA, so yeah. But yeah, that's how I like the maps. So yeah, tell me how you like the maps in the comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. So yeah, have a nice day, and goodbye.